Welcome back to the Hoop Chat. I'm Emily Austin, and here with me today is three-time NBA champion Danny Green. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So
This
what
is
brings you? Why are you in New York?
I mean, I'm from here. A lot of people don't know that. I grew up in Long Island, New York. A lot of people, New Yorkers don't consider Long Island New York, but it
I
is
know.
New York.
Why? Why is that a thing?
I grew up playing there. I grew up playing throughout the boroughs. I do my camp every summer here. So I do it in my hometown, usually in North Babylon. That's where I'm from. But this year, last couple years, we've grown and expanded to other parts or other cities. I've done some in Toronto and Canada. I've done some in Texas, but the Team Green camps I've done in Long Island mostly, and that was North Babylon. We did Massapequa this year and Long Beach. So Long Beach we just
Oh.
finished up today. I just came from the camper council game, gave the campers some buckets, and came straight here. So I'm in New York and I'm doing some things. I'm trying to catch the Book of Hove, Drake concert tonight. Just a couple
Oh,
days, couple
nice.
things before I leave. Head back home. LA is home for me now. I'll be back. I leave tomorrow night. So
Do you ever plan on coming back to New York, or is LA
like
home?
full time?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I was actually just discussing this with my family and friends, mostly my brother, but everybody acts like they ask which city has the worst traffic. And to me, it's not even close by far, New York.
What?
Yeah, it's not even close.
Have you been to Miami in the last 5 years?
I have, but
Brutal.
between LA and New York, I say because I feel like LA has bigger highways. They have
Yes.
a carpool lane and a fast track lane for mostly highways. Here we only have the LA with one Hove lane.
Yeah.
There's like 3 lanes for highways, and it's bumping them all the time, and it's
Yeah.
just now obviously and New York has better other sources of transportation with subways, trains.
Yeah, LA doesn't
that
have.
helps.
Yeah.
But when it comes to driving, it's always
bad.
traffic. It's like 9:30 at night is traffic. It's 12:30 at night after leaving dinner.
Yes.
There's traffic.
Yes.
In LA, is traffic at certain times, but even still, you can get to certain places at the longest within an hour. In New York, it might take an hour and a half, 2 hours to get some places, and it's only 30 miles away.
That's true. Okay, that's a fair argument. The traffic's bad, but after visiting Miami, which is like my second home, I appreciate New York traffic, which sounds insane.
Yeah. I've never driven there, so I don't know.
May you
But to
never
answer-
experience
To
that.
answer your question, New York is a good place to visit for me. Me calling it home again, I don't know if that'll happen. I'll never say never, but I just highly doubt it.
I'm sure
Especially
New
the
York.
city. Long Island is a little more quieter,
Chill. Long Island's chill.
but the city is everybody's hectic, antsy, moving fast. You lose a lot of weight, and I don't know.
Not me.
It's just it's just too much, and it's expensive for
Yeah.
a small box, which I don't see me. At least if you're gonna pay money in LA, you're gonna get more for your money in terms of spacing.
And you need more space because someone accidentally leaked on their show that you have a baby
Oh.
on the way.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I don't think any of the people, only the sports fans follow. Any of the people that I know in my circle or her circle watches Colin's show. But we had talked about it behind scenes briefly. I didn't think I had to mention like, oh, we haven't told the world yet. But we were just talking like, oh, you have one on the way. I was like, he's like, you have any kids? I was like, I have one on the way, and I didn't think he'd bring it up on the show. And he brought it up, and I was like, yeah, we're not really telling people yet.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's not a big deal. And he felt really bad about it. But we ended up announcing it like a week or so later. When
Okay.
We,
Do you
on
know what you're
vacation.
having?
It's a boy. Yeah,
Wow.
It's a boy. Yep,
And it's
a
your
boy.
first.
This is my first, yeah.
First boy. That's
Yeah,
special.
first baby, and he's a boy.
Do you think
Been
he's
very
gonna,
lucky. I've been very lucky in my lifetime.
You think he's gonna play ball?
I don't know. I hope so. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to force him into. I want to have his own life. So there is no Danny Green the thirds, because I'm junior.
Oh,
Give him his
okay.
own name, have his own life, and whatever he decides to do, we have actually provide him with the resources to be able to try to be, great at it. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Season's coming sooner than I thought it would take.
Mm-hmm.
This off season for me is usually very depressing. I'm so used to coming home from work. There's always one game on, especially in the West Coast. You can always
For
turn
sure.
something on. But anyway, you are going back to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I actually am a free agent right now.
Oh.
Yeah, so I am not with a team right now. It's moving slow. A lot of people waiting on trades. When you're the old guy coming off injury, the phone doesn't ring as much. So, I have to get back and prove that I'm healthy again, show that I'm healthy. We'll see how that route goes, but just waiting to see where the trades land and what spaces free up, and then, figure it out from there. But, maybe some people think that I'm done. I'm not done playing. I'm not going to fully transfer over to the media side for another couple of years. And I want to play as long as I can, just because I don't want to regret saying, I had 2 or 3 years left that I could have hoops. And it doesn't matter where it's at. I just want to hoop. It's not about the money for me at this point. It's about just being able to, play as long as I can. And hopefully, my kids can see me play a little bit.
Well, you heard it here first. Danny Green is not done. He still got it in him.
Yeah, well, hopefully I get a chance to show that this year. I mean, the opportunity to present itself. You just have to be prepared for it.
Yeah, well, it was very nice last season to watch you with the Cavs. I know you got drafted there. So, what did
hmm
that mean for you to play for a team that gave you your first chance at basketball?
It was great, full circle moment. It meant a lot. It was just tough being in that position, that situation. There was a lot of like weird air of not knowing what was going on or what was happening, what my role was gonna be or what it was.
Hmm.
There was talks differently before I got there than when I got there. Um, Ultimately, in the time that thought I was gonna get my opportunity to actually play throughout the regular season, I caught COVID.
Oh, God.
So I was out for like 4 days. I played at the end of the season, and the playoffs came, and he wanted to stick with his guys, so he stuck with his guys. But that kind of left me in a weird space of people not knowing if I was healthy or not.
So, COVID was really that stunt.
Not really. It's decisions that were not made by me is why I was not able to play or show that I was healthy anyway.
Since draft night to the Cleveland Cavaliers, in between you've won 3 championships. And very hard question coming your way. Which of them meant the most to you? Which one? And
People
why?
ask this all the time. Meant the most. I mean, I don't have a favorite. I don't. I think
Like, not even a little bit?
the hardest one was the one in the bubble for sure. They all. It's like you can't tell a parent which one is your favorite kid or which one means the most to you. They're all your kids. You love them all the same and different at the same time, and they all were a different experience. So I can't pick one and say I love this one much more than that one, or this one was my favorite or most memorable. They're all very memorable for different reasons.
Well, you have one kid on the way, but I can tell you as a child, one of 4, I am the favorite. So you will find that you might love one a little
We'll
bit more
see.
than the others, but
We'll
you
see.
have
So you're the baby.
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just the golden child. I don't know how else to put it.
Probably the favorite because you're the more successful one. Maybe. Probably give them less problems. Those are the ones the parents gave, the ones that gave them the easy, parenting, route for them. It's probably the ones they favor the most. But they usually love all their kids. They have to parent them differently because of
Right.
different personalities.
Yeah,
But you
for
still
sure.
love them all the same.
Yeah, if anything, I'm the one that gave them the gray hairs. But this is about basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to hear your thoughts. I know you actually went into the media a little bit. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's not your time to transition yet, but being on that side, looking from the outside, what do you think of this in-season tournament? Because I've
Mm-hmm.
seen mixed reactions. I personally don't know if I'm a huge fan of it, but being on both sides of the spectrum, what do you think?
I'm never a person that's like closed off to anything. I'm open to it. So it is interesting. It is different. It is a little weird how they broke it down, how I see it. I look at all the positives in most things, so I think it's a great thing for the media side, for the TV ratings, and for teams and players to get extra bonus or boost. But I'm not the one to say no or to be totally against something until you try or experience it. So I want to see how it plays out first, for at least the first
Right.
year. Because even when they did I guess the not the end of season game, not tournament, but
Right.
the playoff standings when they did 7 versus 8, 8 versus 9. People were against it at first. Then we saw how great the TV ratings were and how good it brought some good energy to the game of the NBA again, the game of basketball. And it was fun to watch. It was fun to be part of and just see the season endings, the rankings or the playoffs, stats or standings for the playoffs. To see how some of those teams battle out. Miami being able to work their way. Obviously, they were 7 seed to start, but be 8 seed and get to
Yeah.
the finals. But to see like that NCAA tournament type of feel within the NBA, it opened my eyes to a different thing, and I was like, it's actually pretty cool. It's not bad. As a fan, I see why people enjoy it.
Yeah.
As a player, I can see some advantages and a lot of disadvantages that some of the players don't like when you're being in that position. But said I'm not the one closed up till we experiment and see how it goes. I want to see how it plays out first before I can give a full assessment.
It's a great philosophy in life. I just fear as an athlete, you keep your eye on the prize. And I feel like this incentivizes you to divide between 2 prizes, one being a championship and one being.
Maybe I don't think
Another
guys are looking at this
championship,
as
yeah.
they're not looking at this as like something that's like that meaningful. It's not as meaningful as the NBA championship.
Right.
I think most guys looking at this as an opportunity to build chemistry, but also like get prepared for the playoffs. If you're looking at that light, prepare for that time because this gives you some type of practice for that where your team is and actually build that chemistry that you need for April, May, and June. But also just looking at an opportunity to get a bonus, like
True.
to make a little bit extra money for your team, for your group.
Never hurts.
And guys, they said guys like love their playoff checks. They love this is gonna be another type of playoff check mid-season. So, and another way to prove what kind of player you are. You know, if some of those guys that are coming up for free agency, or guys that are trying to make a team, these are moments that they can prove to teams and organizations throughout the world that they're valuable.
It's a great way to think of it. This next segment is one of my favorites. It's called the Austin Awards. So for you, I'm going to give you a ranking.
Okay.
You need to rank 1 being your number 1 and 3
Okay.
being your lesser of the favorites.
So just 3. Okay.
There's only going to be 3. So I want you to rank your favorite championship teammates. Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, or Braun.
Timmy, this is tough because now
It's
it looks
supposed
like
to be very tough.
you're making it seem like I don't like somebody.
No. It's just it's your first
and
favorite,
I don't
your second
want,
favorite.
They're all number 1 guys on my board. But if I had to go by who I appreciated the most, who I learned from the most, and who was the most or the greatest teammate and the most humbling, it's hard to because they're all very humble guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put Timmy at number 1, and then I'm gonna put Bron at number 2 and Kawhi at 3. Only because Kawhi was younger and he wasn't a leader. I had to watch him grow into become a leader. You know, Bron was always older than me, so Timmy and Bron I had to look up to. And for them to be superstars before, I seen Kawhi before he was a superstar. He grew into that. They were superstars before I got to play with them, and for them to be that humble and to take me in under their wing and encourage me in that aspect, it made me or give them put them on a different level or put a different pedestal because of who they were before I got the chance to play with them.
That's awesome.
But Kawhi also became a really great leader and made the game easy. Had a lot of fun with Kawhi. He was quiet early on, but I could see his potential and how he grew into that, and won 2 championships with him. So I've only won 1 with Timmy. I've only won 1 with Bron. I've won 2 with Kawhi. So it's hard to put him at 3, but just because he was younger, I have to put him at 3.
Yeah, they each have something unique to contribute.
For sure.
What's the best? I know this is very cliche, but I love to hear everyone's answer. But what's the best piece of advice as an athlete that you've received?
I mean, there's a lot of things that float around. There's a lot of things that are being said to you and told to you, and you have to, just like with life, you have to experience it. Like a lot of people have good views and bad views on kids or marriage or the NBA. You know, some people love it. It's Christmas every day. Some people like, you're gonna love it or do what you love. It'll make it easier to work. Some people say don't do what you love because then you'll hate it or it'll become work. But when it comes to professional sports, I think the thing that stuck with me the most guys will say the same, is there's politics and everything, but just make sure that there's gonna be moments where you're gonna be really excited and things are going good, and there's gonna be moments where it's really bad. So just don't let the highs get too high and the lows get too low. Basically,
Ooh, I like
you gotta
that.
stay even keel. Enjoy the process, even the bad parts of it, because there's a reason why all these things are happening to you, and don't let the outside noise dictate who you are.
I love that. That's awesome. This is my second favorite segment. The Austin
Okay.
Awards is my first because it has my name in it. But this
Okay.
part is actually really fun. So this next segment is called Spreading the Green. Haha, strategically named.
Cute.
Where you have $15 and you need to build your dream franchise.
Yes.
This photo that you see in the laptop, we're going to edit so the fans can see.
Okay.
You only have $15. Build your team.
All right. Well, since this is crazy to see Joel at $1, I'm gonna have to take him at $1 as a center. That's unbelievable. I'm gonna go with Timmy at the power forward for $5, so that's $6 right there. I need a small forward, right?
Yes.
If I do Bron, that makes me at $11, right? And I only have $4 left for 2 players, right? I can't do that. So I'm gonna go with a small forward, Kevin Durant at $4, right? So
yeah.
it's $10 total for 3 people.
And you walk away with $5.
I got Joel, Timmy, and KD for $10. And I have $5 to get 2 more players, a point guard and a shooting guard. I want to go Mike, but that's all my money. So I only play with 4 guys.
Yeah.
So
Can't do
$4 will do that, right? Is that what you said, $5? So I need a $2 and a $3 guy. I'm gonna go with Allen Iverson at the 2. And I'm gonna go with Chris Paul. Shit, he's only $1, huh? So actually, I'm gonna go Chris Paul at the 1. And now I got what, $4 left to get.
Oh my
who I want?
God! Now I'm confused. You have
Sorry,
$4 left?
we got Joel for $1.
Okay.
Chris Paul for $1. That's $2 right
Yeah.
there. We got KD at $4. That's $6.
Yep.
Timmy at $5. That's $11.
11. You got 4 left.
So we got $4 left for my shooting guard. I'm gonna go with Kobe Bean Bryant.
Absolutely.
It's a squad right there.
Ooh.
That's
No,
CP,
that's a good team.
CP, Kobe, KD, Timmy, and Joel.
You guys are definitely winning a championship with that team.
That's a pretty damn good team for $15. It's crazy that Joel's $1 and so is CP. Like these are CP's a Hall of Fame point guard.
Yeah. Well, we had to make it unique.
There you
I
go.
think that was pretty solid. It's just hard because it's like
It's so
some of
many
these you
players.
can't go wrong.
Yeah. You can
Well-
only put $5 in a $5, like 5 in each category. So I get
Exactly.
it. I get it.
Well, thank you for spreading the green
Of
on the
course.
hoop chat. I want to thank you for coming again. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I
Oh,
know
thank
got
you. Thanks for
a lot
having
of
me.
family to visit and kids to make happy with your camps, but thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me.